Today's video is brought to you by Athletic Greens, which is going to quickly give you the nutrients that you need every day to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet. AG1 by Athletic Greens is a comprehensive all-in-one greens powder engineered to specifically support your body's nutritional needs across 4 pillars of health: gut health, immune support, energy, and recovery. It's packed with 75 vitamins and minerals and whole food sourced ingredients, combining the perfect amount of micronutrients, absorption, and taste to jumpstart your daily routine. You'd be hard pressed to find a more comprehensive powder or supplement on the market. Now, as you guys know, I'm not exactly a fitness YouTuber. You're not coming to me for Peloton recommendations, but I do still like to take care of myself, and AG1 is the comprehensive nutritional supplement that I know is going to account for any holes in my diet. Just one scoop from the tin, goes in the water bottle in the morning, shake it up, drink it, easy. Plus it's gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo, vegan, keto, low allergen, and low calorie, less than 1 gram of sugar per serving. One of the things I personally like about it, I typically have it with my coffee in the morning, and I feel it gives me that more sustained energy and makes me feel better about drinking so much coffee. AG1 is the perfect dietary supplement regimen, so if this sounds like the supplement that you've been looking for, grab your own immunity bundle, which includes a year of vitamin D plus 5 additional travel packs for free with your first purchase. Just go to athleticgreens.com/brainfood. Again, a year's supply of vitamin D plus 5 free travel packs at athleticgreens.com/brainfood, or just click the link below. And now today's video. Avast ye! Ahoy, me hearties, and welcome aboard. Today I found out the fearsome channel to sail the waters of YouTube. I be captain. I'm gonna stop. Today we're gonna find out whether pirates actually talk like that. The so-called Golden Age of Piracy began around 1650, at the height of the Spanish colonization and exploitation of the New World. The vast amounts of gold, silver, and other wealth being shipped to Spain in the holds of treasure galleons proved irresistible to thousands of disaffected sailors who went rogue and took to the high seas in search of their fortunes. And as European colonialism expanded around the globe, so too did piracy, with buccaneers, corsairs, and government-backed privateers wreaking havoc from the Caribbean to the African coast to the Indian Ocean. It was not until the 1730s that concerted crackdowns by the European navies finally succeeded in driving the pirates away from international trade routes and bringing the Golden Age of Piracy to an end. Pirates of the Golden Age hailed from all over the world and from every region of their home countries. Thus, any given pirate probably spoke with his native accent and not in some unified pirate dialect. As historian Colin Woodward writes in his 2008 book, The Republic of Pirates, there isn't much in the way of scientific evidence in regards to pirate speech. The Golden Age pirates included large numbers of Scots, Irish, Africans, and French, as well as a smattering of Dutchmen, Swedes, and Danes. Of those of English origin, the largest number were probably from London. The problem of determining how historical pirates spoke is further compounded by the fact that most pirate crews were illiterate and left behind few written records, while pirate captains were often former navy men and likely spoke with whatever dialect they were educated in. Indeed, the absence of a unified pirate accent is borne out by popular pirate fiction written in the wake of the Golden Age, such as Captain Charles Johnson's 1724 book, A General History of the Robberies and Murders of the Most Notorious Pirates, which immortalized the exploits of now legendary pirates like Calico Jack and Blackbeard, and Robert Louis Stevenson's 1883 classic Treasure Island. Aside from a few suggestions of vaguely rural British accents, none of these works feature what we would now recognize as pirate talk. Early pirate plays and films were similarly devoid of stereotypical pirate talk, with the cast of the 1934 film adaptation of Treasure Island speaking in their regular American and British accents. Then, in 1950, Walt Disney Productions released its first entirely live-action film, a Technicolor adaptation of Treasure Island, starring English actor Robert Newton in the role of the treacherous peg-legged pirate Long John Silver. Wanting to add some colour to the role, Newton decided to use an exaggerated version of his native Cornwall accent. The West Country of England, which includes the counties of Cornwall, Devon, Dorset, Wiltshire, Bristol, and Gloucestershire, is home to a variety of related accents and dialects that vaguely resemble stereotypical pirate talk, though this manner of speaking is more commonly associated with farmers rather than sailors. Many of these dialects are heavily rhotic, meaning they place a heavy emphasis on the pronunciation of the letter R. Indeed, I must stop. Indeed, in many West Country regions, the classic pirate utterance "R" is used as a universal interjection and affirmation, similar to the stereotypical Canadian use of
Mary, you blundering squid! Can you hear me? I hear you!
This is a holdover from earlier forms of English prior to the Great Vowel Shift of 1400 to 1700, during which the standard pronunciation of many English words changed dramatically, and the language, especially in urban centres like London, became significantly less erotic. For his role as Long John Silver, Robert Newton doubled down on these traits, even ending a prayer in one scene with "Amen." And threw in colourful words and phrases that he'd picked up from local sailors as a child. Did this one dude just invent this whole thing? The end result was unlike anything audiences had ever seen in pirate fiction, and was considered the highlight of the film, with Times Magazine's review noting, "The film offers the fun of watching an eye-rolling, lip-twitching Robert Newton as he wallows outrageously through the role of Long John Silver, one of fiction's most ingratiating scoundrels." So iconic was the role, as Colin Woodward notes, "Newton's performance, full of R's, shiver me timbers, and references to landlubbers, not only stole the show, it permanently shaped pop culture's vision of how pirates looked, acted, and spoke. Indeed, Newton would turn his linguistic creation into a successful film career, reprising the accent for his roles in pirate films like 1952's Blackbeard the Pirate, 1954's Long John Silver, and the television series The Adventures of Long John Silver, which ran for 26 episodes in 1954. These performances helped cement the stereotypical pirate accent in the minds of audiences, such that by the time of Newton's death in 1956, his over-the-top interpretation of a West Country farmer's dialect had become inextricably linked with the Golden Age of Piracy and set the standard for all future pop culture depictions of pirates. This is especially true of the exclamation "R", which, via a process known to linguists as enregisterment, became emblematic of and shorthand for pirate talk, just as "Boston" is for the Massachusetts accent and "Hello, governor" is for Cockney. The stereotypical pirate at Boston. The stereotypical pirate accent received a further boost in popularity in 1995 with the creation of International Talk Like a Pirate Day by friends John Bauer and Mark Summers of Albany, Oregon. During a game of racquetball, Bauer reacted to the pain of a sports injury with an exclamation of "Arr!" The pair proceeded to spend the rest of the game talking like stereotypical pirates, and the idea of the comedic holiday was born. Though the game took place on June the 6th out of respect for the observance of the D-Day landings during World War II, Bauer and Summers instead chose September the 19th for their holiday for no other reason than it was Summers' ex-wife's birthday and thus easy for him to remember. In 2002, using the pirate aliases of Old Chumbucket and Captain Slappy, Bauer and Summers sent a letter about their holiday to syndicated humor columnist Dave Barry. Barry loved the idea and proceeded to promote the event nationwide. International Talk Like a Pirate Day has since grown into a worldwide phenomenon, with a popular website, merchandise, songs, videos, and hundreds of local pirate-themed events. While the pirate accent, as we know it today, was almost entirely the creation of Robert Newton and Hollywood, it may coincidentally have some basis in actual history. In the novel Treasure Island, Long John Silver actually hailed from the West Country, specifically Bristol, as did many actual pirates and privateers of the Golden Age, including Sir Francis Drake, Samuel Bellamy, Henry Every, and Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard. Thus, it is entirely possible that at least some real pirates did speak like they did in the movies, and that Robert Newton inadvertently resurrected a long-dead seafaring dialect. Still, as mentioned at the start of the video, given the diverse nature of pirate crews, this particular dialect was probably the exception rather than the rule. Yet despite being an almost total fabrication and used entirely for entertainment purposes, stereotypical pirate talk is more sophisticated than you might actually think, with useful features not found in standard English. For example, while the second-person pronoun you in standard English makes no differentiation between singular and plural, pirate talk includes the Middle English ye, used specifically when addressing groups. Similar pronouns exist in other non-standard dialects, such as y'all in Southern American English, yous in Scottish and Irish English, and you lot in Southern British English. Pirate talk also, you lot. Definitely. Pirate talk also includes the habitual be, as in he be sailing the seven seas, a feature also famously found in African American English. While often used as a simple substitute for is, the habitual be actually only applies to activities which can be performed regularly. Thus the phrase he be walking the plank would be grammatically incorrect, as walking the plank is an activity one presumably performs only one time. So the next time your scurvy English teacher, boss, or partner gives you the what for talking like a salty sea dog, look them right in the eye and tell them that your English be better than theirs. Bonus facts. So that's how pirate talk came to be, but what about the individual words we use within it? To begin with, avast, meaning stop or hold still. Avast originally derived from the Dutch phrase houd vast, which literally means hold fast. The frequent usage of this phrase eventually got it slurred down to avast, which became a common term among seafolk in certain regions around the 17th century. 2. Scuttlebutt, meaning a cask of drinking water that is currently being used aboard a ship. The term derives from the fact that a butt is a wooden cask and a scuttle is the act of drilling a hole or tapping the butt. Sailors would often gossip when they drank by the scuttlebutt. This has since led to the term becoming synonymous with gossip and rumors. Number 3. Duffel. This is the name of a sailor's personal effects along with the bag that carries them. The term comes from the Flemish town Duffel, which popularly produced the rough woolen cloth bags that these were often made of. Number 4. Bilge rat. The bilge is the lowest level of the ship and is loaded with ballast and often foul-smelling water and muck. Thus, a bilge rat is a stinking, muck-covered rat. Number 5. Bunghole. As mentioned before, a cask was called a butt. A hole in the butt is thus stoppered with a bung, and thus the hole is called a bunghole. Number 6. Grog, referring to rum diluted with water. Grog was common aboard ships due to the fact that drinking water aboard vessels often got pretty slimy and disgusting. Thus, a little rum was mixed in to kill the putrid flavour. Before grog, sailors typically drank water mixed with beer or wine to improve the taste. As rum became popular in the 17th and 18th centuries, it began being substituted for the beer or wine ration. Due to rum being significantly stronger than beer or wine, sailors tended to get drunk from it, particularly when not diluting it with water as they were supposed to. As one might expect, this caused problems aboard the ships. In order to solve the problem, British Vice Admiral Edward Vernon began requiring that the rum be mixed with water before giving it out to the sailors as part of their rations. This order originally went out on August 21st, 1740, with the precise mixture being 2 quarts of water with 1 pint of rum distributed twice daily under the close scrutiny of the lieutenant of the watch. Admiral Vernon also added lime to the mixture to sweeten it, something which initially wasn't adopted on all Navy ships. However, soon after, James Lind proved that scurvy could be prevented by simply giving sailors citrus fruit in 1747, so the practice of adding lime or lemon juice to the mixture became popular throughout the Royal Navy. And this all brings us back to the origin of the name grog, which is thought to be named in honour of Vice Admiral Vernon. The Admiral's nickname was Old Grog due to the grogham cloak that he wore. Grogham was just coarse fabric, usually made from a blend of wool, silk, and mohair, and tended to be stiffened and made waterproof with gum. Number 7. Coxswain, meaning a term for the person in charge of steering or otherwise navigating a boat. Originally, this term came from the Old French swain, meaning boy. The boy was then in charge of the cock or ship's boat, hence coxswain. This particular ship's boat was used to transport the captain and other seamen to and from the ship. This term coxswain first popped up in the 14th century and has since largely been replaced with helmsman. We're pretty sure because none of us are mature enough to use the original terms in daily life with a straight face. Number 8. Keel hauling. This is a punishment aboard ships where the person being punished has weights attached to their legs and is then attached to a rope which is also run under the ship. The person is then hoisted up and dropped into the water, at which point the other end of the rope is pulled so that the person goes under the ship before ultimately being pulled out. Assuming they remain attached to the rope and don't come loose and sink due to the weights on their legs, they are then given the chance to catch their breath, and then this is repeated. This isn't supposed to be fatal, but accidents did happen, which made it all the more terrifying to the condemned. It was also common to fire a cannon while the person being punished was submersed to further scare them, as this ends up sounding like a loud clap of thunder under the water. The Dutch were the first to use this as a common punishment, but it was later adopted by pirates and navies of the world in the 15th and 16th centuries. So I really hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.